Moving on, we're going to go talk about a little bit about NBA today. Not so much teams per se, but the coaching, notable coaching changes that I've noticed recently. Three of them that came to the top of my head or top of my mind was one, the Ty Lue going to the Clippers. Now he'll be taking over for Doc Rivers, who vacated the spot, and now he's moved on to Philadelphia. This is an interesting one. I feel like Ty Lue is part of the whole Doc Rivers coaching tree. So they might get a little bit of the same of what they already have gotten already. So is Ty Lue a great coach? I don't know, man. It's hard. He does have a championship, but that was with LeBron. Now, will he be able to duplicate what he did in Cleveland without a LeBron? Now he has Kawhi, and as of right now, he has PG. But and that can all change here in the next few days or so. Who knows? I mean, there's been reports that PG can be traded to the Nets. I've even seen the Pelicans as lately as today. So we don't know. The whole thing, I don't think anything is wrong with the Clippers per se. They just don't have that one leader that you need. And especially going into this whole bubble pandemic end of the season into the playoffs, Kawhi Leonard, he's a phenomenal player. Don't get me wrong, but he is not a vocal leader. He is not the guy that's going to put the team on his back per se and lead and give leadership and give direction. He's a very quiet player. He just wants to come out, play basketball, and that's his thing. And some other teammates may resent that, and especially with him with the load management. I've read reports that Ty Lue is not he's not going to be into that. He's not looking forward to having to tell Kawhi Leonard, like, hey, you know, we're not doing that load management. And a lot of players probably resented Kawhi Leonard for all that load management because, yeah, it worked out for him in the end last year because they ended up winning. But this year, I feel like that team was not as strong as was led to believe. There was definitely chemistry issues. Kawhi Leonard had to be the vocal leader, but he's really not a vocal leader. And Paul George wanted to be that leader, but people don't respect him enough to be that leader. So there's a lot of things going on with the Clippers there. So hopefully it'll work out for them, but I really doubt it because the Lakers are still going to run LA and the Lakers will still run the West. The other notable coaching change I have noted here, Stan Van Gundy to the Pelicans. So you get rid of Alvin Gentry to get Stan Van Gundy. Stan Van Gundy's not a bad coach. I will say that he does have a tendency to whine and cry a little bit to his players. Players that have played for him, like Dwight Howard, guys like that, they've been documented talking about Stan Van Gundy and his whininess and his orneriness. Is he a good X's and O's guys? I think he is, but his last coaching stint was in Detroit, which, you know, no one really wants to coach the Pistons, really. And no one even wants to play in Detroit, not even the players, unfortunately. Sorry for my Detroit people out there. But Stan Van Gundy, it's not very exciting to me. I feel like it's just going to be – he's just another retread coach that's out there. And the NBA is very, very notorious for hiring the same guys over and over and over and over again, expecting a different result. So I'm not – is it going to work with him? Because the Pelicans are roughly a very young team. You still got Lonzo – going into, I believe this is his third or fourth year, if I'm not mistaken. Ingram, he won Most Improved Player of the Year. Obviously, you got Zion, who was an up-and-coming star. Will he fit in Stan Van Gundy's offense? I don't know. I don't know if they have the right personnel for his type of scheme. So we'll have to wait and see on that. The other notable coaching change, which happened like a month or two ago, Steve Nash came out of the blue, and he was able to finagle that job with the Brooklyn Nets with Kyrie Irving and KD. A lot of question marks there. Really, the two question marks. Well, one question mark is health. And I say health, I mean in regards to Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Now, Kyrie Irving has not shown he's been able to stay healthy for a full season in quite some time now. He seems like he's always hurt. And then KD, now he's coming off that Achilles. Will he be the same player? Will that Achilles hold up now as they progress into next season? And Steve Nash is their first-year coach. Now, does he yes, he garners respect as a player. He's, a two-time MVP, great player. Everyone respects his game, but will he be a coach? I don't know. I mean, he's added Amari Stoudemire to his coaching staff. We'll have to see. I think that team will succeed as long as Kyrie and KD remain healthy. And it has nothing to do with Steve Nash, unfortunately, because the Nets, they made the playoffs. They got swept. But they still made the playoffs without their best two players on the roster. So the Nets will definitely be one of the top two teams in the East, at least top two, maybe three, as long as they stay healthy, because the health is the key word, because you got players like Kyrie who can't stay healthy, and KD coming off a very major injury, the same injury that pretty much led to Kobe's downfall in the end. God rest in peace, KB. But yeah, that Achilles, man, it's no joke, and we're gonna have to see. But Steve Nash, I'm not so down on that pick because for the coaching job, because he's new. It's no one we haven't seen before. It's always the same guys, man. You got Tom Thibodeau, he's always getting a job somewhere. Tyronn Lue is always in the mix. Doc Rivers, obviously, he's another retread. So there's all these guys that are like in this coaching queue. And when a job is available, they're just step right up. So I feel like kudos for the Brooklyn Nets taking a splash. Will it work? And who knows? It may not, And as an organization, if it doesn't work out, don't be afraid to just can it and move on to the next person. Because the sports industry scene is so fluid that one day you can be really sorry, and then the next day you get the right people in place. Boom, you're instantly a contender. So kudos to the Nets. But those were the coaching changes for the NBA that kind of caught my attention that I want to talk to you guys about today. Let me guys know what you think on that, what I said about that. So anyway,